What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB. Today we are here as we are every Saturday, about to do some Underdog drafts, talk some fantasy football, do the Battle Royale tournament over here on Underdog, and answer your fantasy football questions. If you guys would like to play over on Underdog and you want to support the show, make sure you use code League FFB. They will give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit $10 on the app. They will also give you a special pick'em play that you can use, which is going to be something like Patrick Mahomes passing for 1 yard. If he passes for 1 yard, that part of the pick'em, it wins. So make sure you go sign up over on Underdog using code League FFB. Now that said, like I mentioned, we are here for the Battle Royale. I am going to pull that up on the screen. You guys can see we got this here. If you've never played a Battle Royale before, every single week it is a massive tournament. There's 22,000 people that are in it. There's $300,000 in prizes. It is $7 per team. What it does is you get to pick a team. It's 6-person drafts. You get to pick a team on the main slate over on Sunday. Half PPR is the scoring settings, normal 4-point passing touchdowns. You get a quarterback, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a running back, and a flex. And the highest scoring teams, they win the most money. So that is definitely what we are going to be doing today. We're going to draft 4 teams. I'm going to enter the first one. And I see we got Caleb in the chat. He says the beanie is cold. Yeah, man. It's cold over here in the house today. So I'm a beanie guy myself. I like hoodies and beanies, and I'm a comfy guy. So, you know, when it's cold outside, I like to pull these out, and I can't do it fast enough. So I got the beanie on today, the hoodie on today, and just chilling, man. So appreciate it. You see, we got it filled. We are going to be drafting from the 4th spot. One thing to note as well is in these, because we are doing multiple teams, what I like to do is try and diversify the teams. I don't want to draft a lot of the same players because we did that last week. I don't like to do it. We ended up getting 2 teams last week that had Josh Jacobs and Stephon Diggs, I think, on those teams. And Stephon Diggs tore the ACL, and that killed 2 of those teams. So that's why I don't like to do it. I don't want to, have one guy have a bad game, one guy get injured, and then it ruins multiple lineups. So that's why I try and do that. And you can also see the ADPs are Underdog's ADPs. My ranks are my best ball Battle Royale rankings, half PPR. So this is not your lineup leagues. Do not pay attention to that. But it is best ball rankings. So if you do want to do a Battle Royale, this is how I have the guys ranked currently today. Caleb says, when is merch becoming available? I don't know, man. I've been playing it very slow. With the merch. Eventually it'll come available one day, but I've been getting samples and stuff sent to me, trying to figure out what I like the most, because what I don't want to do is have it be available to you guys, and I don't actually love the product as well. I want to be able to love the product, wear the product, enjoy the product, and then give you guys something that I also really love. So I like these hoodies, though. I really do like these hoodies. We'll see what happens with those. I might do a small drop first eventually down the road, but hopefully you'll be one of those guys getting one, Caleb. Froggy says, would you be able to do Jamar and Hurts for Lamar, Nico, and CMC? I think you could, for sure. That gives you a lot of ammunition. I think I like the Lamar, Nico, and CMC side. So here, in this one, my number 1 player on the board is Saquon. We are going to take Saquon in this one. I think some people are nervous, are scared that last week we saw the tush push kind of take away from Saquon Barkley. It is what it is. Caleb says, I'll take a reject hoodie. Fair enough. AJ Brown off the board. I got a list of players, too, that I'm specifically targeting. I like their matchups. We'll go through those as we go, but I really love that matchup for Saquon Barkley this week against Jacksonville. Should be a very good one for him. I want to look at the wide receiver position right now. We'll probably take one of these top wide receivers. A guy that I think has a decent matchup, maybe not one of the top matchups, but a decent matchup that I would like to put on this roster is going to be Cooper Kupp. I'm just going to draft him and put him on the team. Chance No Puka Nacua is going to be in this game. We'll see what happens. He's a game-time decision, but I think Saquon and Cooper Kupp is the start that we're going to take in this one. Froggy, good to see you. Apparently, y'all know each other, which is dope. I think another guy that I'd like to take a shot on if we can is Chris Olave. I like Chris Olave's matchup this week. Trying to get him. maybe an Amon-Ra or a London if we can as well, a Neighbors. All of these are good wide receivers to try and take a shot on right now, and I'll try and take one of them as our second wide receiver. There's a ton of good matchups for the running back position this week. Some of the guys that I really like that are probably going to be available in the draft, not right now for Alvin Kamara, but Alvin, Chuba Hubbard has a good matchup, Tony Pollard has a good matchup, Chase Brown, Bijan, Saquon, Devon Achane, James Cook, Kyron Williams, Brian Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Walker. All of these are guys with really good matchups. Points above expectation is what I'm looking at, not points allowed, points above expectation. Because I feel like that's a better metric to use at times. It accounts for the strength of schedule as well, and definitely gives you a better idea as to what you're looking at. So those guys all have really good matchups as far as the points above expectation goes. This one, we're going to take the shot on Olave, man. I'm going to go Olave. We'll have that be our wide receiver core, Saquon, Cooper, Chris Olave, and then we'll come back around here with our next pick and take our second running back and go from there. I said Kenneth Walker has a good matchup. I'd like to be able to grab him here. There's a chance that we can't, though. If we can't get him, I'm more than fine. There we go. We ended up getting him anyway. So I'm going to go Kenneth Walker. He's going to be the pick for us, giving us Saquon and K9. And now we have our quarterbacks and tight end as the last picks that we have to make. So we'll look at them. Froggy says, I already started mixing, so who should I start for my remaining people left? I have Gibbs, K9, and Aaron Jones left, one for my running back and one for my flex. Which two should I choose? Because I've heard Aaron Jones is going to do good. I personally like K9 and Gibbs more this week. Aaron Jones does have a good matchup, and he should do good. But both of those players, K9 and Gibbs, I have higher in my rankings, so those would be the two players that I'm playing. Good problems to have, because those are a lot of good matchups for your running back room. We're going to go QB before we go tight end. I think I'd like to try and take maybe a guy like... I might try and go a guy like Joe Burrow. He just went, so it doesn't really matter. If not him, I might try and take Stafford. Try and pair that with Cooper Kupp. And then for our tight end, we're going to come back and we're going to try and grab a McBride, an Njoku, an Evan Engram, a Ferguson. Any of those options. All of these options are great options. I like Ferguson's matchup the most out of all of these guys. I think he'll be the guy that I try and pick. And that is our first team, folks. So we got Matthew Stafford, Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp, Chris Olave, Jake Ferguson. Feels like a solid lineup to have in our first game or our first draft here. Kenny says 3 and 5. 2 quarterbacks, a running back, a wide receiver, flex, full PPR. So we're going to pick, or the question is, who do I move or stay strong with the roster? Okay, so let's look at this roster very critically. Herbert, Flacco, Daniel Jones. I mean, you got to improve. In 2 QB, having Herbert, Flacco, and Daniel Jones, that is not great. Brees, Bijan, Najee, Braylon, Nico T, Puka, Pittman, Ladd, Cedric, Thielen, Rome, McBride. Okay, so what I'm going to be trying to do here is I'm going to be trying to pair a guy like Flacco or a guy like Justin Herbert with one of my wide receivers. Maybe it's Pittman. You're doing the Flacco-Pittman stack. Maybe you're doing Flacco T, Herbert T, and trying to pair those together to go get an upgraded QB. In that 2 quarterback, that's what I'm most likely doing, and trying to get the upgraded QB. Everything else is fine. Your running back room is fine. Your wide receiver room is fine. You feel like you have probably an extra or maybe even 2 extra wide receivers that you can give. But I'd be trying to upgrade the quarterback position here in that 2 QB. All right, I'm going to load up into the next one. We're going to hit go and see where we're drafting from in this one. This is the second one of the day. We do 4 of them. So now that we have a list of players that we've already drafted, we're going to try and stay away from some of those guys. So unless we get a really good value on one. But back up on the screen, we are drafting from the 6th spot right now. Caleb says, is Bucky Irving worth a first in Dynasty? I'm not giving a first for Bucky Irving. I would not be giving a first. I think he's fine. Definitely a riser this year. A second, sure. But the upcoming draft class is really good at the running back position. That's really one of the only strong parts about the upcoming draft class is the running back position. There's going to be a lot of running backs being added to rosters. I'm selling out a lot of my running backs for seconds and multiple seconds and firsts if I can get them. But the reality is I just don't believe that Bucky Irving is worth the first. I sold DeAndre Swift for 2 seconds, and I think he's much better than Bucky Irving. So that should tell you kind of where the market should be on him. All right, so we are going to be drafting here again, like I said, from the 6th spot. This one, I want to maybe attack the wide receiver position early. I think if we can maybe get a guy like A.J. Brown, that would be ideal for me. Try and grab him. If we can't, Jamar Chase. I'm going to try and pull one of these 2 off the board for us with our first pick. Maybe both of them, hopefully, if they're both there. Not looking great, though. There goes Lamar. I'm going to go Kyron if he's gone. We got a question here from Marvin. Marvin says, should I trade for running back depth? If so, for who? 10-man PBR, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. Got Stafford, May, and Tua. Kyron, Achane, Mostert, and Mason. Amon-Ra, Lamb, Kupp, Nakua, Waddle. Yes, you should be trading for running back depth. I would be moving one of those wide receivers. There's no way you can even start Amon-Ra, Lamb, Kupp, Nakua, Waddle, and Nico all together. You have 6 guys that you could play, and I don't think that a single one of them is going to benefit you being on your bench. So, yes, I would be trading one of those wide receivers. Maybe it's Nakua, maybe it's Waddle, and trying to go get a running back. If you can move Nakua, maybe he has another good game. If you can move him and go get a guy like one of the top running backs, maybe buy low on a Breece Hall, maybe a James Cook, something like that, I would be trying to go do that and get the running back depth. So, yes, you should be trading for running back depth. So we started this one 6-7 turn. A.J. Brown, Kyron Williams. That one feels good. We'll see what we can do on the next turn. Going to be probably wide receiver, running back again, and we'll look at that. I'd like to maybe get a Neighbors and an Achane if we can do it. Achane went right away. Maybe this one we go 3 wide receivers and only go with the 1 running back. Neighbors and Amon-Ra. We'll keep playing it by ear. I have Kenneth Walker much higher in my ranks right now on these underdog rankings than his ADP. I mean, I have him as a top 8 guy, and he's an ADP of 19. It feels kind of crazy, to be honest. There goes Amon-Ra. There goes Neighbors. Those are the 2 guys that we were looking at. Let's Oh man. Let's go London. And we'll go James Cook. That feels fine. So now we're right back at the quarterback and the tight end position to finish this one off. Kind of same similar situation. We can go Njoku, Pitts, Ingram, Ferguson, Andrews. All of these are good options. At QB, we could maybe target a stack. We have AJ and Drake London. Maybe we go with a Kirk Cousins stack, or we just go an empty Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, maybe a Dak Prescott, even a Kyler Murray. I'd look at all of those empty as well. So we'll kind of just look at these guys and see what we can do on this last pick here, or these last two picks. It's going to be back-to-back. Taylor says, I got offered Ladd McConkey for my James Cook. Who would you prefer? I would rather have James Cook on my roster. I think James Cook has a really I think he's disrespected, to be honest, in fantasy. He feels like he's like a low-end RB1 pretty much most weeks. What's this little note on Daniels? Good to go. I mean, we knew that. Both these teams have QB, so I think we're going to be able to get Jaden, which I'll actually just take him because I have him higher than Kirk. But we'll go Jaden, and then I'm going to go Njoku. So Jaden Daniels, Kyron Williams, James Cook, A.J. Brown, Drake London, David Njoku for this squad, wrapping up our second team here. We're going to go into our third team and go there. Taylor says, my previous question was a dynasty question. Sorry, I forgot to add that. I don't think it really changes my opinion too much. It probably gets closer if it's dynasty, but I still prefer James Cook to Ladd McConkey right now in dynasty. Quincy says, would you trade James Conner plus Jaden Reed for Breece Hall in an 8-man PPR? Yes, I would rather have Breece Hall in an 8-man, especially because an 8-man getting studs over the depth is more important. So, yeah, I would definitely be trying to do that right now. Breece Hall, he's a buy low in my opinion, and he has a really good playoff schedule. So, yes, I would be trying to grab him right now. All right, we're going to enter this third draft right now, folks. I'm going to remind you guys as well, if you want to do drafts like this and you want to play, I'm trying to figure out how to point at this. Go to the league or use promo code League FFB over on Underdog. There's going to be a link in the description. You can't miss it. There's some red sirens around it. League FFB for up to $1,000 in bonus cash. They'll give you a free pick and play. You can play some of these battle royales as well. They're so fun. These are some of my favorite streams to do every single week, is just rip some of these Underdog drafts, and I'm addicted to them, man. So if you want to go play, you want to see what that's all about, I would definitely try go play on Underdog. League FFB is the code you use when you sign up for some free cash. We are back in this draft here. We are picking from the 5 spot. RSG says, how do we feel about Coker and Vele in Dynasty? Stash them both and can give them 1 to 2 years to grow. I mean, I like them both. I like Coker more than I like Vele right now. It's really good for Coker. The fact that they traded Deontay Johnson, they should be able to get to see a good sample size from Coker to finish the year. They still got quarterback questions. They still got offensive questions. But yeah, both good stashes. I don't mind holding them and seeing what they can do for 1 or 2 years. But Coker's, I'm a little bit more bullish on him than Vele. I'm still a Troy Franklin guy, man. In Denver, I'm still a Troy Franklin guy. Full PPR redraft. Need to drop 1 off the bench. Dobbs, Ertz, Mahomes, Jordan Mason, Mostert, and Caleb Williams. I need to pick up a kicker, but won't drop Chris Boz as he is number 1 and gets me 10 points every week. You need to drop 1 off the bench. You could drop Ertz. Drop Ertz and pick him back up next week. That's fine. Full PPR, start 2 out of the 3. Dobbins, Brian Robinson, Jaden Reed, and Worthy. If Jordan Love plays, it's going to be Jaden Reed, Brian Robinson, and Dobbins. And to be honest, even if he doesn't play, I think it still might be the same thing, but it doesn't. I'm not as confident in Jaden Reed. But those would be the 3 that I play. Or I guess you said start 2. If Jordan Love doesn't play, then it would be Dobbins and Brian Robinson. If Jordan Love plays, Jaden Reed and Brian Robinson for me. Sorry, I just gave you 3 of them. I realized you said start 2. Let's go with Bijan to start this one. Actually, yeah, let's go with Bijan to start this one. And we'll try and grab Amon-Ra or Tyreek on the turnaround. Quincy says, what do you think of Tyrone Tracy rest of season? Sorry, I'm going to draft Amon-Ra there. What do you think of Tyrone Tracy rest of season? I loaned him out for the next 2 weeks for Cade Otton. Needed the RB upgrade. Is he really being drafted valued around Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen? That's wild. Is he really being drafted around those guys? Hell no. I can't imagine he's being drafted. I mean, that's probably like you're looking at this underdog rankings maybe, but yeah, I mean, I like him rest of the season. He looks like a hit, potential league winner. I don't know how you loaned him out for 2 weeks for Cade Otton. That kind of feels crazy, but yeah, I like him rest of the season. Tight end upgrade, Ertz. Yep. Love is expected to play. So Johnny says Love is expected to play. So yeah, I guess you can still fire up Jaden Reed. Where's that? Expected to play an hour ago. Nice catch, Johnny. I'd like to try and get Achane on one of these rosters. If possible. Tough. We'll go Smitty. Grab one of those guys. They're a good QB. I mean, we still got Lamar available. Let's go Lamar, man. Try and grab one of these guys on the next turn. We'll wait on that second running back to the last pick. Quincy says start one in flex PPR. Jaden Reed with Love, James Conner, Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore. Start one in the flex. It would be Jaden Reed for me. See what we can do on our next pick. I'd like to try and grab one of those tight ends, McBride, Bowers. That would be ideal. There goes Ferg and Dak, that stack. That's pretty cool. Bowers. Let's hope we can grab Ferg. I mean, McBride, not Ferg. McBride. There goes Cup. All right, stay away from the tight end. Stay away from the tight end. We'll see what we can do. Please and thank you. Thank you. take McBride, and then we'll try and grab Swift or Chase. All right, there goes Taysom Hill. That's a sneaky play this week too, man. Taysom against the Saints with no, it just feels like a very sneaky play. I don't mind the Taysom Hill start this week. Go Swift. So you got Lamar, Bijan, Swift, Amon-Ra, Devontae, Trey McBride. That is that squad. So we are going to the last team of the day here, and then we'll look at some of the exposures. I think we've done a good job so far of not getting a lot of crossover, not getting a lot of the same players. We'll try and do something a little bit different in this one. See what we can do. Johnny said take Flowers for the stack. We could have. I ended up going Swift, but we could have. It's a tough matchup for Flowers, though. Let's hope we pick a little bit early in this one. I think the draft is full, or we're just waiting on 101. You love to see that one, folks. Absolutely love to see that one. Need one, flex PPR, Waddle or Ridley this week. I like Waddle over Ridley this week. All right, so for me, we're going to start this one off with CeeDee Lamb. We don't have any CeeDee Lamb. We're going to try and take CeeDee Lamb and start this one off there. I'd like to try and get some Jalen Hurts in this one if we can. We don't have him anywhere. It'd be nice to try and get maybe some Bowers as well. If we can start our first 3 picks off like this, this might be ideal. But we are going to keep it. We are going to stay pretty neutral right now. We'll just see what the board gives us on that second round pick, see what happens there. If we get one of these elite running backs still that come around, why not? Oh, we're on the clock. We'll take CeeDee. Call that a day. I think some of these teams have potential right now, man. We've drafted a couple ones that I feel like are good. That second team I think we drafted in the first one, I like better than the third. We'll see what this one turns out like, but so far not too bad, man. I'd say the only players that would really keep me from taking Jalen Hurts in the second round would be, I mean, they're all going. It's really Devon Achane. If we can get Devon Achane, I might go Hurts, Devon. There goes Amon-Ra. Now we just need one more. Bang. Feels like a solid start. We might lose Bowers now, though, just because we did that, but whatever. It's the tight end position. K9. I like Olave. Cup. We don't have any Chase Brown yet. What else we got? B-Rob. Yeah, I knew we would lose out on Brock Bowers since we passed on him there. Just felt like too long of a turn not to get him. There goes Olave. Try and go K9. That's going to be the goal. There goes Jaden. K9 it is. Oh, we're back up on the clock. Shit. Let's go McBride. He's safe at tight end, man. He feels so good. Then we'll take our last pick will be wide receiver. And some guys whose matchups that I like this week. I don't mind the McLaurin. I don't mind Devonta. Jaden Reed, we haven't taken any Jaden Reed. I still like him. I still like DJ Moore's matchup. It's the kind of matchups that I'm looking at right now. Probably one of those 4 guys. We already have some Devonta Smith, so I'm going to pull him off the squad or put him down a little bit. I think Kenneth Walker is the only guy that out of these drafts that we've done today, we've taken multiple shots on. And that will be the last draft. We'll look at some of the exposures just so we can kind of see who we're rooting for this week, and then we'll get on out of here. So this is going to be last call. If you have any other fantasy football questions today, throw them in the chat. I'll try and answer them before we get off the stream here today. I am going to be doing a start sit before the games tomorrow, so you will have more opportunities. If you don't have questions today, you'll have opportunities tomorrow to get them answered as well. But for our last pick here, we're going Jaden Reed. Get him as our last wide receiver. I don't know why it's glitching there. What is going on? That's kind of crazy. I mean, he's at the top of our queue, so it should draft him automatically, I think. I don't know why it won't let us take him. Y'all see this? Y'all see this shit? That's kind of crazy. I don't know what it's doing. I mean, hopefully it worked. Let's go look at I'm gonna go look at the exposures. I'm gonna pull those up so we can see. Here we are. Here's the exposures for the week. It should have, yeah, we got Jaden Reed in there. I think it shows that Jaden Reed got drafted on the squad. So let's look at the quarterback position. We got Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson. Stack-wise, I don't think anybody got stacked anywhere except for Stafford and Kupp as a stack that we targeted. Kenneth Walker, we got him in 2 leagues, so we do need or 2 teams. So Kenneth Walker, we need him to have a good week this week. I love the matchup for Kenneth Walker. It's very positive for him with points above expectations, so we should see a good game from Kenneth Walker, or at least a decent floor. Bijan, Swift, James Cook, Devon Achane, Kyron Williams, Saquon Barkley, also the other running backs we're rooting for this week. At wide receiver, A.J. Brown against the Jags, Jaden Reed, Drake London, Chris Olave, Devonta Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb. And then at tight end, another player that we got 2 shares of, Trey McBride. I do like his matchup this week as well. Plus, he's obviously one of the best tight ends in football this year, one of the safest tight ends that we can continue to keep playing. So McBride, Njoku, and Ferguson. So when you look at all of that put together, it's a Trey McBride and a Kenneth Walker week, baby. We need these 2 guys to have good games for us if we want a chance at cashing for, I think, that $50,000 first place prize. So I am very grateful that you guys were able to spend some time today, hang out in the chat, ask questions, draft some teams with me. If you did enjoy today's content, do me the favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and go join our free Discord. I do have a free Discord linked in the description. In that Discord, you can ask me questions 24/7, 365. It is the best place to do that. I do see we got another question from Jay Ville before we get on out of here. He says, Mooney or Pittman as wide receiver 2. I got Stevenson at the flex. Assuming full PPR, I would be going with Mooney over Pittman this week, but it's close. And then last but not least, folks, I've said it on the stream a couple times, but if you want to support the show and you want to go play on Underdog and do some of these drafts as well, the Battle Royales, use promo code League FFB for up to $1,000 in bonus cash. They'll give you a special pick'em as well. There's a link for that in the description. And it does, they do give us a kickback, so it does support this show financially as well. And you get something fun to do if you love fantasy football. So again, use promo code League FFB over on Underdog. Eddie with the final question before we get out of here. Full PPR, start 2 of the 3. We answered this one, Eddie. So starting 2 of the 3 for me, it's Jaden Reed and Brian Robinson. Those are the 2 that I'm playing. So that is it, folks. I have nothing else for you today. I will see you on our next episode tomorrow when we do a start sit before the games. Hope to see you there. Until then, peace out.